Recycling is great. Recycling is important. But what about when recycling is bad? Let me explain. Hey everyone, it's Sir Ant in China. How y'all doing today? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's a gorgeous day here in Bao'an district of China. It is hot. Very hot, but there's a cool breeze, so I decided to get outside and make a video instead of sitting in my office today. Today I want to talk about a topic which is near and dear to my heart and should be to everybody, and that is recycling. When it comes to recycling, we've heard all the buzzwords: rinse, reuse, reinvigorate, re-energize, refurbish, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it all has to do with recycling, trying to lessen our impact on the world by producing less waste that goes into landfills. Now, this is all a very important topic, and in China especially, with such a huge population, if the recycling game wasn't up to par, it would be a nightmare. So let me just show you quickly how the recycling works here in my complex. So this is the garbage area. Everybody brings their garbage down here, and it is taken care of. Now, if we take a close look here, we've got the light tubes, short light tubes, the light bulbs, the household chemicals bin. We've got glass. We've got plastic and paper. We've got the general bin here, which will be sorted by the staff at the end of the day. Then we've got the residual waste, the kind of mixed bin. We've got the food waste, which is really important. In Canada, a lot of the food waste just ends up in the landfill, which creates a big stink, attracts vermin and rats and nastier parts of life. Whereas here, it's literally turned into either fertilizer or animal feed. So it's amazing that they recycle every single bit of daily life. Like I said, this bin looks a little nasty right now, but the staff will come out and recycle every single bit of that into the proper places. In fact, they'll even sell the plastic bottles, the glass bottles, the metal, etc., to different recyclers and make a little bit extra money on the side. And then even here, we've got a bin for textiles, clothing, blankets, pillows, things like that. As opposed to throwing them into the general waste, they're put in here so that they can be recycled. They can either be cleaned, the cloth can be reused, or it can be, reused again by the community. Now, this is very common all across the board in, I would have to say, every living community in China at this point. It's absolutely necessary, but that is not the kind of recycling I want to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about a more sinister kind of recycling, and that is recycling hatred and recycling fake news. Now, there are a number of quite well-known YouTubers out there, and of course, news media channels out there that produce an enormous amount of videos to profit off of China hate. They use bullshit stories that have been thoroughly debunked, discredited, and are just garbage in order to get people's dander up, to get the attention of the racists and the bigots out there, to basically draw attention to issues that do not really exist. Now, one thing about living in China, one of the comments I get a lot in my videos is, dude, why do you always just show the positive side of China? Why don't you ever make videos about the negative side of China? Well, two reasons. One, for the most part, 99% of my experience in China to date has been positive. I typically stay away from those negative experiences where other people tend to get jaded on China. For example, drinking, or going to whorehouses, or other negative places, bars, drug dens, etc., where when foreigners get caught in those places, they tend to develop a negative attitude. I wonder why. As I don't deal with those kind of problems, the vast majority of my experiences here with these amazing and friendly Chinese people have been good. But the other side of it is, and I mention this in my comments a lot, there really just isn't a lot of negative news to share with you. It's not like I'm going to go out looking for negative news to share on my channel just to get views, just to get clicks, because that's not what I'm all about. Now, there are YouTubers out there, and I know some of you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention their names. I know some of them personally, but I'm not going to give them any attention by mentioning them. If you're interested in that kind of crap, you're welcome to go look for yourself, but it is all crap. So how do they keep finding all these negative news stories? Well, this is where the recycling comes in. I've noticed a very, very distinct trend when it comes to Western news media outlets and these hate YouTubers, in that they'll make a video about a controversial topic, controversial non-topic in China, like plastic food or sewer oil or tofu dreg buildings, etc., etc. If you listen to this garbage, you'd think that everybody here in China was eating plastic, literally plastic food, like the plastic this camera is made out of, and that all the oil was being sucked up out of the sewer system from the filth and the feces and the garbage, and then repurposed, and we're eating all that as well, and that 99% of the buildings in China are falling down. I've been here 20 years. I've never eaten a piece of plastic. I've never, ever eaten any sewer oil, and I've never, ever even seen or known anybody who's ever seen or ever even heard of a building falling down. Now, we'll talk about more of these topics in the future in more detail to kind of explain where they get these ideas from. But essentially, they come up with these great big ideas and they get a million views. And it's like, wow, that's so terrible. Oh my God, China's awful. Look what's happening. Look what's going on. Then it gets debunked and it turns into fake news. And a lot of those YouTubers, like the ones that I just mentioned, have actually been demonetized now because there have been so many complaints against them for producing these videos sharing fake news. It's misinformation, which is not allowed on YouTube. So a lot of them, it's funny, I saw one recently where they actually had a message at the beginning of the video: my videos have been demonetized on YouTube. Therefore, I am not monetizing my videos anymore. So YouTube demonetized you, so you're demonetizing your videos? Didn't YouTube already do that? It's an idiotic argument. It really is. It's stupid. But yes, these people are getting demonetized and they're having to sell garbage products on their videos because they have no other way of making income anymore. Because even though they're getting millions and millions of views on these garbage-filled fake news videos, they're just not making any money off them. And they're running out of ideas. Like I said, I've lived here for 20 years, and if I made videos on all the negative things that happened in my life, I'd have made 1 or 2 videos. What am I going to do for the rest of the 19.9999 years that I've been here, right? So they're recycling news stories. And this is becoming more and more common, where the sewer oil story will come up probably every 6 months, where they'll either repost their original video or they'll redo their video just enough to make it look like a new video, but it's the same old shit that it was before. They've done it with the plastic food, debunked over and over again. But again, every 6 months to year, they repost the same videos. They've done it with the sewer oil. They've done it with the tofu dreg buildings, etc., etc., etc. They've run out of negative stories about China. So they've literally got to start recycling negative news stories in order to keep their channels active and in the hopes of making money. Because in the past, they made big money. There were a lot of suckers out there who watched their garbage videos and believed everything they said when it simply wasn't true. Now they're trying to do it over and over and over again with the same old stories. If you're a little hesitant to believe that's true, go to any one of these clown sites, whether it's a news media site or one of the China hater sites, and look at their latest video, find that topic, and then search for that topic on YouTube, and you'll find videos going back years and years and years and years and decades that they just keep rehashing and bringing back to the forefront simply for those views, because they know they can't come up with new stuff. So they've just got to keep recycling and reusing the old stuff. So this has been a kind of example of when recycling kind of sucks. But it also shows how much those channels suck, that they can't come up with new material to diss or spread hate about China. So they just have to keep using the old material over and over and over again. It's pathetic. It's sad, but hey, good on them. Like I said, I'm not going to link to any of them. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to post any pictures. If you're interested in seeing what these clowns are doing, by all means, just search for it. I'm sure you could search China hate and you would find these guys come up all over the place. But just know that all of these channels have been demonetized because of the filthy lies that they are saying. They are rehashing the same old garbage over and over and over again, and it's starting to bite them in the ass. So there you go. I hope you found that video entertaining, talking about a little bit of recycling in not so healthy a way. And we will see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, I am heading off to Thailand soon. So I'll be in Thailand for a week or so. I will continue making videos, but it will be Surant in Thailand. So look forward to some interesting and new content coming up. And then once I get back, it will be time to finally start work at the factory, and the Factory Life video series will begin. I can't wait. We'll see you there.